There's a hidden pay gap in a corner of the healthcare industry that most people don't even know exists. You might assume that medical billing and medical coding are basically the same job, a single admin role for getting doctors paid. You may even see medical biller and coder on job postings and think to yourself that they're the same thing. But that assumption is wrong, and you could be missing out on thousands of dollars in income. What if I told you that even though these two roles work together, that one of those roles requires a level of specialized skill that commands a significantly higher salary? One path is all about process and communication, while the other is about translation and investigation. Understanding the difference is the first step toward a more lucrative career. Let's just get right into it. You've got two main entry points into the rev cycle industry: billing or coding. They sound alike and often get lumped together, but their paychecks can tell a very different story. While a medical biller starts their career at a particular salary range, a certified medical coder often starts theirs higher up the ladder. This isn't an accident. It's a direct reflection of the complexity and risk tied to one specific skill: translating dense medical charts into a universal language of codes. Today, I'm helping you understand why the person who codes the chart typically has a higher earning potential than the person who bills the claim. I'll show you exactly why that is and how you can get yourself on the higher paying side of the fence. First, let's bust the biggest myth: that billing and coding are essentially the same thing. Sure, they're deeply connected, and in a small doctor's office, one person might do both jobs out of sheer necessity. But in most hospitals, bigger clinics, and specialized companies, these are two totally separate professions. A medical biller's job is all about managing the money flow. After you leave the doctor's office, the biller sends the claim off to the insurance company. They're the ones chasing down unpaid claims, fighting denials, sending out patient invoices, and spending much of their day on the phone with insurance companies. They live in a world of payments, denials, and rejections. They are experts in the process of getting paid. A medical coder, on the other hand, can be thought of as part translator, part medical detective. A coder's work has to happen before the biller can do anything else. They take the raw medical record and analyze every single word. Their job is to translate that entire clinical story into a set of diagnosis and procedure codes. Every diagnosis gets an ICD-10 code. Every procedure gets a CPT code. And it's not just about finding a code, it's about finding the most accurate and specific code that the doctor's documentation supports. So, why then does this difference in roles lead to a difference in pay? Well, when you look at the data, medical coding generally pays more than medical billing. Now, let's be clear. Salaries vary wildly based on your location, your experience, and where you work. Some sources show the median salary for medical records specialists around $50,000 a year, while the AAPC salary survey, which includes both coders and billers, found an average of around $65,000 for the field. But the trend holds true. The earning potential for coders is typically higher. Here's why. First, and most importantly, it's the coder's direct impact on the hospital or clinic's money. The codes a coder assigns are the bedrock of the insurance claim. An error can have immediate and expensive consequences. If a coder misses a procedure that the doctor noted, the hospital doesn't get paid for that work. If they use a code that isn't specific enough, the claim might get rejected, forcing the billing team to spend hours appealing it. The financial health of a provider rests heavily on the accuracy of its coders. The second reason is complexity and compliance. The world of medical coding is ridiculously detailed. The ICD-10 code set, for example, has over 70,000 codes. To pick the right one, a coder needs a solid grasp of anatomy, physiology, and how diseases work. They have to read a doctor's description and know how to turn it into a super specific code. These rules also change constantly. Code sets are updated annually, and coders have to keep up to stay compliant. This brings us to risk. A pattern of incorrect coding, even if it's not on purpose, can trigger audits from insurance companies and even the federal government. While honest mistakes just lead to denials, a pattern of sloppy or incorrect coding can look like an attempt to defraud the system. That's a huge responsibility, and that level of risk and specialized knowledge demands higher pay. If coding is the higher paying road, then certification is the key to getting started. Can you get a coding job without a certification? Maybe, but it's getting a lot tougher. Most employers now require certification. For remote coding jobs, not having one can be a deal breaker, as it's the employer's only guarantee that you know your stuff and don't need to be trained further. Certification is how the industry vets you. It proves you've mastered the complex rules and can apply them correctly. For many outpatient coders, the gold standard is the Certified Professional Coder, or CPC, credential from AAPC. But there are other great ones too. AHIMA offers the Certified Coding Associate, CCA, for newcomers and the Certified Coding Specialist, CCS, which is highly respected in hospitals. The impact on salary is very clear. According to AAPC data, certified professionals earn significantly more than their non-certified peers, a difference of up to 21%. For instance, the 2025 survey data showed certified members averaged around $67,000 annually, while their non-certified colleagues averaged only around $55,000. But it doesn't stop there. The real money in coding comes from specializing. Once you have a core credential like the CPC, you can get more certifications in specific areas like cardiology, orthopedics, or inpatient coding. It's not a guarantee, but it's also not unusual for experienced multi-certified coders in strong markets to hit salary ranges of $70,000 to $90,000 or even more. Coders with 3 or more certifications averaged over $80,000 in 2025. This path of continuous learning is what really separates the long-term earning potential of a coder from that of a biller. So, how do you get on this path? It's more straightforward than you'd think, but it takes real dedication. First, you need the foundation. You can't code what you don't understand. Taking courses in medical terminology, anatomy, and physiology is non-negotiable. It's the language you'll be speaking every day. Second, get into a formal training program. This is usually a certificate program, not a 4-year degree, that's laser focused on medical coding. A good program can be finished in a few months to about a year. It will teach you the code sets, ICD-10, CPT, and HCPCS, and how to actually use them with real-world examples. Third, and this is the most important step, get certified. Your training program should prepare you to sit for an exam like the CPC or CCA. Passing this test is your ticket into the profession. It tells employers you have the skills to do the job right. Finally, get some experience, either hands-on or through an internship. Landing your first job is the hardest part, but once you're in, your value and salary grow with every chart you touch. With a couple of years of experience and a certification under your belt, the world of remote work opens up, offering a level of flexibility that's hard to beat. So, after hearing all that, which path feels like a better fit for you? Are you drawn to the detective work and analytical puzzle of coding, or does the fast-paced, communication-heavy role of a biller sound more your speed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to see which side you lean toward. And if this breakdown gave you some clarity, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more resources. Both medical billing and coding are absolutely essential to our healthcare system. But they aren't the same job, and they don't have the same earning trajectory. The specialized, analytical, and high-stakes nature of medical coding is a skill that the market consistently rewards with a higher paycheck. The demand for skilled health information professionals is strong, The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that employment for this field will grow 9% between 2024 and 2034, which is much faster than the average for most jobs across the board. By choosing the path of a certified coder, you're not just stepping into a stable field, you're investing in a skill set that gives you a clear ladder for advancement and higher earning potential right from the start. The choice is yours, but now I hope it's an informed one.